And your selfie actually identify your health status. Nowadays of us taking pictures left and right at every single event at any moment. So let's talk about how this specific technology might be something that you wanted to look into on a daily basis. Before we get started, let's hear our amazing intro.
Welcome to Health Tech Growth, the weekly podcast for healthcare founders and innovators, where we explore essential strategies to create successful and sustainable healthcare startups that improve patient outcomes and transform the healthcare industry.
Hi, everyone. This is your host, Sabrina Rumbach. I am the co-founder of PulsePoint Path. And today we have an amazing speaker with us. She is Lindsay Brennan from Nuralogix. So Lindsay, say hi, and please tell us a little bit about who you are before we dive right into our conversation.
Yes, no, I'm so excited to be here, Sabrina. Thank you for having me. My name's Lindsay. I'm on the marketing team, digital marketing at Nuralogix. So yeah, we have really exciting technology, and I'm so pumped to talk about it today.
Yes, and so share a little bit about what you guys are up to, what type of population you are serving, and what specific problem you guys are solving in the healthcare space.
Definitely. So we are a contactless health monitoring technology. So take a selfie, know you're healthy is our tagline. And what we do is we do a 30-second video selfie. So it works on any device, anything with a camera and an internet connection. And so 30-second scan, you really can you just hold your phone up, and we use reflective light to actually capture the facial blood flow patterns underneath your skin. And then we're actually able to output all of your vital signs and different measurements. So it's quite amazing.
Yeah, which is everyone nowadays has a phone. And even the elderly populations, many family members give them a smart gadget. And even the flip phone back in the day when I was still in middle school, right?
Yeah.
We don't even say the years now. And then it still can take pictures. So how did you guys come up with the idea that you thought, hey, monitoring of our vitals actually should start from an image to test for that blood flow from a facial collection?
Definitely. So we're actually a Canadian company. So this technology actually started out of the University of Toronto. And so they were just really, it was a research lab, it was a developmental psychologist, Dr. Kang Lee, and an entrepreneur, Marzio Pizzoli. And they really came together and they discovered that this was possible using any camera. And so it kind of grew from there. And, currently we have about, 100 global customers and we're all around the world. But I really started in a research lab in Toronto, believe it or not.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been building this technology?
Yeah, so we've been around since 2015. So we did quite a few years of just product development and building our database. And so, so now we're, full-fledged. I always compare us to a teenager. We're not quite a startup anymore. We're a bit more advanced.
Great. Awesome. Definitely is now you start having that minimum viable product. People start testing on it. And what has been the population seems like? Is there a specific age group or any type of population you guys are targeting?
Definitely. So we actually work in quite a different variety of industries. So we're in about 7 or 8 industries. We are also going through FDA clearance right now on our first 3 measurements. So I should mention too, we can actually measure over 30 different parameters. And so like you're saying, that gives us a lot of flexibility. So, we work in, telemedicine, insurance, elder care, remote patient monitoring. There's so many industries, even automotive, consumer goods, many different kind of use cases.
That's wonderful. And with you guys are building for the past more than 5 years, as you're saying, you're getting to the teenage year, right? The exciting year, the exploratory year. What has been some of the wins that you guys had?
Definitely. I think, this was our flagship product, but it's been exciting as we launched our second and third products. So I'll kind of touch briefly on those two. We actually have a telehealth product that we just launched called Telehealth. And what it is it's intended for video conferencing. So a physician and a patient could actually be on a video call, just like we are right now. And the doctor could actually measure the patient's vitals in real time, continuously for 2 to 3 minutes, for example. So you could actually see their blood pressure, their heart rate, breathing, risk of different cardiovascular disease, all these parameters just from on a video call. So that was kind of our second big product, and so that's really exciting. And then at CES this year, we actually just launched our third kind of product, which is the Nuralogix mirror. So it's actually the exact same technology I'm talking about, just in a kiosk. So that one's been really exciting as well. I mean, of course, that one is intended more for kind of pharmacies, gyms, community centers, anywhere where you can benefit from a kiosk.
So you are really thinking about, okay, you have product that's in the community anywhere people can use just to find out where their baseline, perhaps because they're exercising, they're just needed to know, like, how am I doing at the current status, versus your telemedicine platform where taking vitals, if they don't have a remote gadget at their house with many different measurements, perhaps this can give you a collective of measurements. So which ones exactly do you guys measure?
Yeah, so we have about 30 different parameters. So yeah, everything from heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, risk of stroke, heart attack, cardiovascular disease, risk of type 2 diabetes, risk of fatty liver disease, quite a few. I'll have to send you the full list. And yeah, it's exciting. And I mean, the great thing too is, like you're saying, everyone has a cell phone, or everyone has a computer or an iPad or a tablet. And so it's great. You really can it's a big health equity play.
Exactly. It's getting more people to understand their health. And even they don't understand that, at least knowing where their status is, what's their baseline, so they can assess the differences as they go on day by day, or things are changing. Definitely, as a clinician, sometimes we get calls and people are super worry about things that we consider is not so detrimental, versus other people who has not going to tell us whatsoever what's going on with their life at home, and then they went to the hospital getting readmitted. So that can play into both rounds. So when we're thinking about these remote monitoring technologies with the different modalities that can be more convenient for people. Now, as a growing company, right? Teenagers is fun, and you're no longer in that early stage, which is amazing, and you've been getting tractions and now launching 3 products. But we also know growing a company has its ups and downs. So if I give you a magic wand, what would be 3 things, right? Like a genie in a bottle type of thing. What would be the 3 wishes to grant you to get out of the way so you can truly get perhaps more clients, more revenues into your business?
That's a good question. I think we get a few kind of common questions from people. Of course, anytime you're working with health data, it's always very sensitive, and especially because we're scanning the face. People always ask us, okay, so you're taking a picture of my face and you have my health information. Where is it going? Are you storing it? Kind of, where is it being saved? And so that's another nice thing, is we're really just capturing pixelated images of your facial blood flow. So we're actually not seeing your face. So it's not facial recognition. And then in addition to that, we're also not saving or storing any images. And so, so our customers will own all the data, and it would be up to them kind of what they do with it. But yeah, of course, that's a very common concern and challenge is, health data is so sensitive. And if we're also taking, videos of faces, how does that work? So, of course, we're HIPAA compliant, EU GDPR, all that good stuff, because yeah, that's a very common challenge in this space for sure. And then another common kind of challenge or question we get is okay, so you're looking at people's faces. How does this work on diversity, people of different skin tones? Does this only work on white populations? And so that's the nice thing about kind of using our technology is we're actually going underneath the skin to look at your blood flow using the light. And so physiologically, we're all the same. Sometimes we might need more light depending on your skin tone, but it really will function on everyone. So that's a great thing as well. Yeah, I think those are the biggest challenges that we would face or questions we would get with this technology.
Right. So adoption is definitely number one, right? If you build amazing technology, if people don't understand or won't use it, then all the hard work, sweat, and time putting into it, how could we say that we're actually making impact? So definitely the two things you mentioned is data security. And it has been around as a true concern in many different people and category as well. Of people feel like, where is my data being stored, collected, used, and how is that impacting me immediately? But is it preserved in a way that's safe, right? And then they can carry on. And then this second one, as you mentioned, is that piece of, all right, how is that differential diversity culture taking into play? Because part of our visual recognition is identity, right? And then we see ourselves as the appearance of who we are, and also culture and different shade. Now we have an intermixture kids and really coming into the population, and then how they see themselves and how technology really be able to see them just like all of us. And definitely are crucial two things that you guys have been facing. Have you been finding different ways that you're able to address these concerns with the questions raised?
Yeah, like I think yeah, for kind of the challenge of privacy, like we that's something we talk to all of our prospects and customers about, and we make it very clear. And we're also very transparent about all of our research and data behind this. So a lot of people ask, what is this based on? What are the data? And so we actually have about 17 different journals in peer-reviewed publications, and they're all on our website. So, we tell people, you can go and read all the data, read what we're doing. So we're very kind of transparent that way. Yeah, and then we've also built a safeguard into our app where, if you don't have enough light, it's just not going to do the measurement for you. So you'll just get an error message. And so that helps kind of ensure that, you're always doing the scan correctly and it's measuring you properly with the right amount of light. Yeah, so I would say that's kind of how we've kind of overcome those two challenges.
That's great. And now that you have 100 something users on the platform, how do you plan to get even more people to know about your device and your application?
Yeah, something we've been doing a lot of is trade shows. So you might see us, next week we're going to HIMSS, we'll be at ATA in the US. I know we connected at Vive last week. So, we often exhibit at trade shows. So if you're interested in kind of testing out our technology or learning more, feel free to stop by.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. Leveraging where most people are gathering. And so be able to put in front the people who are already being in similar interest. Now, what we found, especially earlier stage companies, right? Before you have hit those consistent revenue from and consistent leads, has four major key factors. They have a solid product that everyone know how to even talk about it, right? And sometimes it's like the genius behind it, but how do we make sure that we're not just another remote monitoring device, right? Or detection device. And number two is having that solid team, especially the senior level of executive who are on top and they're truly the glue and the gel to be able to strategize and create the right measurements to push things forward. And then is that be able to have the right time frame, means knowing exactly when to do what and to keep pushing things forward, and the whole entire team feels supported in that journey. Have you guys seen similar success as how you guys are building and growing your journey? Do you think those are valid points?
Definitely, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I think it helps, feeling supported at work and kind of having people that you can rely on and trust. And yeah, there's a lot of people, who've been working together for a long time. And yeah, no, I think that's something we do a good job at is kind of, and then if people are not sure, they're comfortable enough to ask the question and kind of learn. So yeah, no, I would say for sure I agree with that for sure.
Right, because at any stages is different component puzzle together, right? And when we have to see things as a whole and not just marketing, not just sales, not just financial, and not just tech. And to be able to put everything in perspective together and then moving forward as a team is very crucial. And at the end of the day, even with the investors, they look a lot at your business model, right? Your attractions. But sometimes we all forget it's actually all the humans behind all the creations. And we have to honor and appreciate the humans and the individual people on the team, from the senior down all the way down to the manager, and the execution team has to be super synchronized. Otherwise, it's going to be a different alignment and hard to scale effectively. Well, I appreciate you guys enlightening us with this new technology and then giving us some hope about what other options is out there for both the innovation world and then for people who are perhaps thinking about what they can do to create or perhaps adapt it into their practices. All right, how can people find out more about what you're up to or connect with you?
Definitely. So our website is Nuralogix.ai. So it's Nuralogix. And you can send us a message. You can watch videos on how it works. 30-second selfie video giving you vitals. So thanks for having me. This has been such a great experience.
Awesome. And definitely for everybody, go check it out. Get a quick experience so you know what is going on, the fun things to get your selfie, so to test your health status. All right, until next time, see you later.
Thank you for listening to Health Tech Growth. If you're a healthcare tech innovator or founder interested in being a featured guest on our show, visit healthtechgrowth.io to learn more.